Hey, good morning, everyone. So I wanted to talk to you today about Murphy's Law. Have you heard of that? It says something like, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So I think really heard this when my husband and I took Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. And I love the way that Dave Ramsey teaches how to deal with your money, because this is what he says. He says, you're telling your money where to go. And isn't that very relatable to our time? Have you ever thought about telling your time where to go and what to do? So when you tell your money where to go, you have control over your money instead of your money having control over you. I remember when I first took that class, that just blew me away. I had never heard of that, and I really was like, wow, that's where our money went. And so being able to have that control was super empowering. And so I want to translate that over to our time, about being intentional with our time and telling our time where to go. You know, one of the things that John Maxwell teaches he mentions is how at the end of the year he goes through his whole year so that way he can plan for the next year. And he takes into account every hour that he's awake, so he can strategize and he can focus. And I love that idea, because if that relates to money and you get control of your money, then you can absolutely get control of your time. Now, I know you've heard people say, I just don't have the time. And then I've also know that you've heard people say, everybody has the same amount of time, 24 hours. So why does some people use that time in a way that builds them more successfully versus other people? How do people have the time to spend with their kids and invest in them and other people don't? I really think that it comes back down to intentionality and where are you telling your time to go. And so I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna spend some time with my kids and be intentional about investing my time with them, because I want them to, when they grow older, as they get older, to come and want to spend time with me and be with them. And I want to show them that I love them and I want to spend time with them. And part of that has to do with where I'm putting my time at. And they are a priority in my life. And so my time has to go to them. And so think about where it is that you want to be at, or where does you want your family to be at? Where do you want your future generations to be at? Because it all starts with your time. When I was younger in high school, I came across this idea that everything that we do and all the actions that we take, it's like we put it into a little box and wrap it up. And when we have kids, that we give them that present, and all of that present, whether our actions, whether they're good or they're bad, they're gonna take it. And I wanna be able to give my kids good gifts. That's my desire. And so a lot of that comes down to my time and how am I showing them what I'm doing, and how am I teaching them to be intentional, not only with their money, but with their time, and what do they value and what are they spending their time in. So back to the Murphy's Law, is that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Jim Rohn has this quote, and he mentions how you have to plan and design your own life. Otherwise, you're gonna fall into someone else's plan. And do you know what they have planned for you? He says, not much. And isn't that true? Other people don't have much planned for us. They're too busy with their own life. And that's understandable, because it's your responsibility and it's my responsibility. And that's what I'm teaching my kids, is that it's their responsibility to be intentional with your time and design your own life. Now, are bad things gonna happen? Absolutely. We live in a sinful, fallen world. So bad things do happen, to the good and to the bad. But it's how do we respond with that? And it all starts with intentionality. Intentionality with your time, intentionality with your thoughts and your actions. And so I just want you to grasp that word, is being intentional and the power behind it when you actually implement it into your life. So if you want a little bit more in-depth study on intentional, then I have trainings, leadership trainings, one starting even tonight, Eastern time at 7 p.m. Go to my website and check it out. You can register. To date, you still have the time. And I also have a training specifically on intentionality coming up in August. So you don't want to miss it. I know we all need to be a little bit more intentional all the time in every area. And so I'm really looking forward for our training tonight and also in August. Hey, if you have any questions, let me know. Send me a text, an email, message below. It doesn't matter. I want to hear from you. And thanks for listening. Have a great day.